Hey guys, Matt Goodwin here. What a remarkable few days in British politics. The Reform Party, according to a bombshell poll, only 2 points behind the Conservative Party. We're seeing some historic, unprecedented changes in British politics, which begs the question, why are people voting for the Reform Party and Nigel Farage? Well, guess what? I've just done a massive survey of people who say they're going to vote for reform. What's their top issue? Stopping the boat, stopping the illegal migration crisis in the Channel. What's their number two issue? Slashing legal immigration, reducing that net migration rate from nearly 700,000 a year to much lower, ideally below 100,000 or even to zero.
We've just been lied to, there's no other way of putting it. You know, if the Conservative Party and the Labour Party had said we believe in open borders, vote for us, then people would have voted for that. But the Tories have just completely lied in everything they've said. So, I think, I share the views of most people here, not the media obviously, but the most people here, that he speaks for the silent majority.
And what Nigel Farage is doing in this election is really pulling together all of those people who took a punt on UK Independence Party, on Brexit, on Boris Johnson in 2019, and he's giving them an outlet. And he seems to be very successful at the moment. He's going to have an enormous impact at this election.
There's no leaders. We're the leaders. We're people that we can stand behind with integrity. I believe Nigel's got that, and I don't believe there's any other leader that's got it.
Just put it this way. In 2019, when the Brexit Party ran, remember, they didn't stand in 317 Conservative-held seats. Well, this time around, Farage is saying there's going to be no deal at all with the Conservatives. So that means reform is going to hit the Conservatives much harder and much wider than they did in 2019.
To anyone that says to me, well, surely you won't stand against Bill Bloggs, because he's a really good bloke and he was a Brexiteer, the answer is 2.4 million. 2.4 million people this Conservative government have allowed to settle in the UK in the course of the last 2 years. So whether Bill Bloggs is a good bloke or not, he has actually been part of what is a massive betrayal of 17.4 million people who voted Brexit. They voted yes to get back our independence, but they absolutely voted to get back control of our borders.
And there's another big difference too. The Brexit Party used to talk about that issue of Brexit. Today, Nigel Farage is trying to make this general election a referendum on mass migration.
We have to build a new house every 2 minutes just to accommodate those that are legally coming in to Britain. The impact on the health service, the impact on infrastructure, on everything else. We have to get a grip. It is the major issue of our times. The population explosion has devalued the life of ordinary Britons in just the most extraordinary way. And even if those in Westminster don't know it, I promise you that those outside of it do.
He's not just talking to the 52%. He's talking to the 60, 70, 80% of people who say, look, immigration is just out of control. It's too high. It's going too quickly. I don't really recognise my country anymore. And the other thing that's coming out in this survey, is Reform voters very pessimistic about where Britain is going. They think immigration has been a force for bad. They think the future is going to be worse than the present, and they think the present's already worse than the past. They're very gloomy about the direction of British society. Perhaps like you, they're looking around, they're thinking, actually, does anybody have a plan for this country, or is this it? Big state, big tax, big debt, big immigration. And you know what? If Reform Party, if they keep polling 17, 18, 19% of the vote, if they actually take over the Conservatives in the national polling, then all bets are off. They're going to actually really begin to attract a lot more people, a lot more donors, maybe some of those Conservative MPs who are already thinking of defecting. And then we're in completely uncharted waters. So keep watching, let's keep talking, let's keep watching this unfold.